Hello, hello, my crafty friends. This is Karen with Creative Paper Artisan. And today I'm going to share with you something that I thought of recently. And I'm sure I'm not the first one to have thought of this, but think of it, I did. So I went with it, and I'm going to share with you what I thought of. So I have a tendency to save cards that are sent to me, Christmas cards especially. There's so many beautiful ones, and I literally have a box full of these things, and I just haven't been able to throw them away. But I haven't really thought of anything just really substantial to do with them. I know that since I got into paper crafting, there is obviously the option to, cut tags out of your cards, make tags, and make, journaling cards and stuff, that kind of stuff. But I kind of wanted something bigger, and I saw something the other day, and it made me think of this. And like I said, I'm sure I'm not the only one that's thought of this before. But what if you turn these beautiful covers, beautiful, into a little book, a little journal? Huh. Yeah. Pretty sweet. And then you can turn them into gifts. See, like this one was just a regular little blank card. I added these embellishments to it, and then I added a little pocket on the inside, put a little tag in there. I just used regular white paper because I'm going to use it as just kind of like a making lists and checking them twice kind of a notebook. The back I covered with a pretty paper to kind of coordinate a little bit. And then you can also, you could cover up the writing, but I decided not to on this one because this is a sweet note from one of my besties and her husband. So I thought I'd leave that for sentimental value. But yeah, seriously, why didn't I think of this sooner? And, I usually have some Christmas cards left over every year. So I have a stash of really pretty Christmas cards that are blank. And, what a great idea for a gift for somebody. There's no writing in the back. You'd probably want to cover it up. Or maybe you wouldn't. You can just leave the manufactured saying there for them if you wanted. But, they come in all shapes and sizes. And I think this would be a neat list journal, don't you think? And you know what? Hang on. I just thought of this. I was planning on using this in my Christmas journal, but what if you did like a waterfall? Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to do that. Did just like a waterfall. Maybe I'll redo it with wider paper so that it covers, all the way. But this would be a neat waterfall thingy, wouldn't it? I think it would. Just the shapes. The shapes are kind of inspiring, aren't they? So, and some of these, I don't know, some of the just gorgeous ones I tend to save to frame one day. Of course, have I framed them yet? No. But this one's almost frameable. This one may be extra special. But look at this cute little bunny. Not Christmassy. Since we are in the Christmas season, I'm going to go ahead and do, I did this one. This was nice and summery. That was fun, but it felt weird doing summery right now. I want to do Christmas. So I'm going to make another one with you, for a Christmas themed one. So let's decide. And see how cute is that? That'd make another cute just a little notebook to give to somebody. Ooh, this one's pretty. This one might be frameable too. I don't know. Maybe I'll use this one. This is another. Oh, that's just I apparently cut that one in half, so I can't use that for a booklet. But yeah. Oh, here's another long one. Huh. See, I'm liking that idea. do a waterfall. Okay, maybe we'll do 2. I didn't really want this video to be long, but I'm going to have to show you how to do this now. So, but first we're going to do it the easy way first. This one I will save for my Christmas journal because it's just the right size, and I'm going to do it a little bit more specifically for, oh my goodness. Something just fell. Oh, okay. Goodness gracious. I'm going to make these fit better, the notebook part. So we'll put that aside. So I think what I will do, and then you really, actually, you do need to think about, will this fit a 8.5 by 11? And yes, it will. Okay. I'm trying to think of the different papers that I have available too. How cute is that? I think I'm going to make a smaller one right now just because I have smaller pieces of paper. I like that one. I think I'll do this one. How cute is that? Okay, I'm gonna make up my mind here. Gotta make a decision. Gotta make a decision. So I think what we're gonna do this one and then this one. So first things first, I'm just gonna use, well, first of all, I don't have coffee dyed paper. I haven't taken the time to make more. So I'm just gonna use regular white printer paper, which should be just fine. And I'm going to cut it just a little bit under the card because I want it to be just a little bit smaller. So I'm going to say, actually, I want to say 8.5 by 6.25. That's what we're going to do. So let me cut the paper that size on my, I have a big girl guillotine over there. So I'm going to go do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and cut 8 papers, so that when we fold it, it'll give us 16, which is a pretty good thickness for just a single signature. On this one, I used 28-pound paper, which is a little bit thicker than regular printer paper, and I really like it. It's very nice quality, and you can't necessarily see through the back. But for this one, I used just regular printer paper, which is 24-pound, and it's a little thinner. You can see, behind it. But I think it'll be just fine if it's just going to be a little, note-taking type deal. So I'm going to go ahead and fold these individually because I feel like I can get it a tighter crease that way. So I'm going to do that real quick, and then we'll put it all together into one signature. All right. I actually did a couple with two at a time to speed things up a little bit, and that worked out okay too. So now let's put them all together into one signature. And this is so easy, you guys. I mean, this is basically my my version of the beginner's binding. You can do the pamphlet stitch if you want, but I'm gonna do it the easy way, because that's how I roll. So that's how I roll. Okay, so lovely. Now you will notice that once, you know, that one of the reasons why you don't want a super thick signature is because the inner pages start, you know, they start kind of creeping out and it's not flush. With this one, I ended up taking X-Acto knife and trimming the little overhangers, which works okay. But it was kind of sticking out past my cover. So this time I measured the cover. I measured this part of it a little bit, so that there's more hanging out on the sides than there was on the top and the bottom, simply because if I do that, even though there's a little bit of the creeping out this way, once it's in the cover, you can't see it because I kind of compensated for that. So I don't feel like I need to trim this one, if that makes sense. It'll all be tucked away nicely in this cover. So, all right. So then the first thing I have to do, because it's who I am, is ink. Alrighty then. I actually got a little sloppy here on the side, but actually I kind of like it. I want to match. I want to match it a little bit. Got a little bit wide on my brushing, but I kind of like that look now. Makes it look that much more antique-y, doesn't it? Okay, so I am going to cover the insides with a paper, and then on the back I just realized there's nothing much to cover. There's a pretty star right there. I may just put a pocket on the back, to be honest. So let me I need to find paper for this. I was not as prepared as I thought I would be. So hang tight. I will be back with some papers. All right, so several hours later, I got called away from my crafting table and had to take care of some adult things. Don't you hate that? Don't you hate when adulting gets in the way of crafting? Anyway, so, but I just wanted to come back real quick to finish up this one. It's pretty late, so I'm probably going to do the taller one that I was going to do with you guys. What did I do with it? I put it away somewhere. But the taller one, we're going to do a waterfall version. I will still put that in this tutorial, but I'm going to finish that probably tomorrow. But these are the papers that I decided to go with to finish the insides of this. So I just cut this one exactly, well, not exactly, but just barely shy of the card. And it got a little bit tricky because my cutter is not quite square. So to the naked eye, you won't be able to tell, but it's not quite as square as I'd like it to be. But I folded it and I played with it a little bit. So I'm going to glue this down. And then we'll probably go ahead and do the binding. And then we'll add our pockets. I'm gonna use this printout of hymnal page to make pockets, I believe here and here. But let me glue this down real quick. And this is a thicker paper. It's not quite cardstock. It's the 28 pound. So I'm going to, yeah, I think I'm gonna use my glue stick. I was debating about using my art glitter glue. It would probably be okay, but I'm a little hesitant because I really don't want it to be wrinkly. And it kind of tends to do that with regular paper for sure. Heavier paper is not as bad, but I'm just going to use the glue stick. It's probably just as quick. I'm always looking for the quick way, which isn't always the best answer, to be honest, but that's kind of what I tend, because I have like a million tabs open and I'm always trying to find the quick way. So I'm just going to do this side first before it all dries, and line it up carefully. There we go. I think that, oops, got a bubble. Hang on. There we go. Okay. That should be good. And then here real quick. Huh. I wonder if it's even worth it. I think I may just ink it. Hang on, let me see if I can get that sliver. Oh, I do. I got it. I got the sliver. I got it. Okay. Okay. And then let me make sure that is nice and tight. That's so pretty. All right. Okay. I think I am just going to do one more quick round of inking on the inside. And then we'll be ready to bind. And this is super duper easy. I actually have a separate tutorial using this technique. Great for beginners or for the lazy / efficient crafter like me. I like to call it efficient, not lazy. It just sounds better, don't you think? So here we go. Here's the scoop. Since this is smaller and I don't want a huge hole, I'm going to use my crocodile, the smaller setting on the crocodile. And when you're doing this method, always punch the hole in the cover first, not on the signature, and you'll understand why in a second here. So I'm going to go. Might be easier to see where the line is. I want to make sure I stay in the middle. So I'm going to go as far as I can with this mechanism here and get as far in as I can and get in the center of the line and punch. Oh, you know what? I didn't do the smallest setting. Son of a gun. That's okay though. I think the ribbon it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I meant to use the smaller one. Okay, but I want it to match now, so it's been a day. Okay, so let me do that here. Go in as far as you can. All right. So now, when we punch this, the best way that I have discovered, every time I try to punch it when it's, well, first of all, I clip it. I usually clip it and I try to keep it, where it's bent. And every time I've tried to do that, here, learn from me. Every time I try to do that, I might be lined up on the line inside, but something shifts, and then on the outside, the hole is kind of off to the side, which isn't the worst thing in the world. It's usually disguised by your ribbon, but I want it to be perfect if possible. So I learned the hard way, and maybe you already know this, but when I punch the hole, I have the page straight. I don't have it bent, and just make sure that my bends are lined up. And then I do clip it because I don't want it to budge. Where's my other clip? Oh, okay. So I usually just do that. And then, but we don't want to do the same thing by going all the way in because it's not going to line up because the cover is slightly larger. Remember? Yes, yes, yes. It's slightly larger. So, and I learned that the hard way as well. The first time I did it, I punched the signature first, going in as far as I could, which wasn't a very good idea because this is larger, so it needs to, I couldn't go any further. I needed it to go further and I couldn't. So let's start here, go as far as you can, and then here you can back it up a little bit. I hope that makes sense. All right, so I'm going to center it where it's going to be. And then I'm going to flip it. And then very carefully draw my circle. That's where the hole needs to be. Okay. All rightio. So now, I don't know if you can see, but this is where my hole needs to be to match up with the cover. If I were to go all the way, it would go too far in. So that's why you don't want to do this first, because if you go all the way too far in, and then the cover needs to go further, and you can't go further. Ugh. So anyway, you live and you learn. Okay. And then this one. And whoops. My hands aren't very strong, so sometimes this is a challenge. Okay. There we go. Okie dokie. And then we add our ribbon. Let's see, where did oh yeah, here we go. I just got this today at Hobby Lobby. I wasn't thinking about a specific project, but look at that. It looks beautiful with that green, and it looks beautiful with the green in the tree. Yes, 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 yes. Oh, I love it when things work out like that. I love beautiful colors. All right, so then I'm just going to thread this through both holes and kind of get an idea of, I guess at this point I can clip both here just to keep it aligned a bit more. So I just need to get a rough idea of how long I need this. I want to tie a ribbon. So I want to have enough to play with there. So probably about that much. Oh, it's such a pretty color. Oh, I love this kind of green. Okay, so then we just go through here. Maybe. All right, and make sure that's nice and flat. Flip it over. Get it about even Steven. And then we go as tight as we can without, warping the paper. And then tie a bow. And it's really that simple. Oh, it loosened up. Hang on. Maybe it's not that simple. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'm going to get it. Clumsy. I feel like I have clumsy hands today. Maybe if I turn it. Let me do that. Okay. Hang on. I'm going to keep it taut. What to keep it taut? Oh my goodness. I am really, struggling here. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to tie a knot to keep it taut. Tie a knot to keep it taut, shall we? Okay. I'm so glad that you can learn from my mistakes. I'm glad I'm making enough of them so that you can learn. Okay. I've never had this much trouble doing this. Maybe it's the ribbon. Maybe it's too slippery. I don't know. Goodness gracious. Okay, tying a knot. Still wanting to loosen up. Okay, hang on. You have to be very ambidextrous for this, apparently. Okay. Oh my goodness, it's still loose. Hang on. That's not, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Goodness gracious, people. What is wrong with me today? Okay. It could be tighter, but I'm gonna let it go. It's okay. All right. Actually, tying that knot makes the bow sit nicely. Okay. All right. So that's not too bad. Okay. So now let me do a quick little pocket here. It's a little bit wider than it needs to. Let's see. I need it to be about, let's say 4 by 2.5-ish. Get the width first here. I think I'm going to have to cut right up onto the music. Okay, that works. And then let me do a little notch out here. Ink it up. So let's put this little pocket here. Yes. Now you don't need a pocket. I mean, this is a notebook, but hey, you know what? You know how us girls are with pockets, right? Can never have too many pockets. Never. And then I think I'll do this. Well, I could do another one here, couldn't I? But I want to cover this up. So I'm going to put another pocket here and leave this white, I think, because there's some white. I think that'll be okay. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, we can, put a little tab in there, little tab in there. Maybe I'll make a belly band out of that. Or just another pocket. It feels like a pocket would be more appropriate. I don't know. Yeah. Let's do that real quick. All right, one more pocket here. And then I'm going to call it a night. And you could obviously further embellish the cover, which I may or may not do later. Definitely not tonight. But that's it. I think that's pretty cute. I may try to make that tighter. I don't know. You know what? I think I might do a double ribbon. Yep, I'm going to do a double ribbon. It'll help cover up the bigger hole that I did not intend to make. But anyway, I'm gonna fix that up a little bit. You can certainly embellish this with some Christmassy things. Ooh, let me see. I said I wouldn't do it yet. I won't, but I'm just gonna play with this. I just got these. That's pretty. That's pretty. I don't know. It's pretty by itself too. I don't know. We'll see. But you're picking up what I'm laying down, right? I mean, that's like the quick and easy version. Absolutely fantastic. This would make such a great gift. Like a party favor, like a Christmas party favor. Get some beautiful cards. I don't know. There's just the options are endless, if you ask me. I'm loving it. Okay, so I'm going to call it a night, but I will continue this tutorial. To you, it'll be just in the blink of an eye. But we are going to work on a waterfall. The tall card I had, I'm not sure what I did with it. The tall card I had, we're going to make a waterfall notebook out of it. Okay? All right, hang tight. Hey everybody, I'm back. It is the next day. It is the evening of the next day. It's been another busy day, but I wanted to come back and finish this with you because I'm so excited about this idea. So anyway, I did have a little bit of extra time. I off camera, I went back and I added a second ribbon to make it a little bit more full, and I really like the way that turned out. So, oh, and yes, I forgot where I left off, honestly, but I made these tags to put in the pockets. And then I'm trying to use up things before, without cutting new pieces of paper. So I had this long piece of scrap that matched this, and I just turned it into a kind of a long envelope type note thingy. I did a little circle there, glued just the half of it so that I can tuck that in. And I think that was a pretty good solution to that long piece of scrap, because I'm collecting those. I'm getting way too many of those, so I wanted to use it up somehow, and I think that worked nicely. So anyway, so this one's pretty much done. I don't think I want to do anything more to the cover, honestly. Kind of like it simple like that. So now on to this one I'm really excited about. I want to make this one a waterfall notebook. So let me show you how I like to do the waterfall. I've seen it done a few different ways, and this is the way that I like it. As far as how many pages go, I kind of guessed. I may have to go cut more, but I have 8. I cut it to the width of the width of this side. And of course it is 11, and it just happens that that's a good size because I'm gonna the top will be about like that, so that's good. That's a good enough topper. But I like to kind of work backwards from what other people do with their waterfalls. So we're going to start in the middle, and I'm going to leave about a 1/4 of an inch. So I like to start in the middle. It kind of seems to go smoother that way, because then I've got this edge. I'm going to take it and I, move it up a 1/4 again with this white paper. You might not be able to see. You'll see in a minute, but I will do that, and then I have this edge as my guide. And when I fold it right to the edge, guess what? It gives me about a 1/4 of an inch right there. Bada boom, bada bing. Let me see. But you want to make sure that it's lined up, of course. And it seems I'm sitting here in amazement looking at my edges. I didn't cut my strips quite the same width. But let me see. I'm gonna trim it. Trim this. There's one that's kind of hanging out. I'm gonna trim that puppy now before I have too much bulk happening. Maybe I should have done this on the guillotine cutter. No, that's good. That's good for the naked eye. Good enough. All right, so then we just kind of keep going until we get to the length that we want. So I'm moving this back about 1/4 of an inch. And, whoops, and then we'll move this, or fold, fold this up like so. And boom, automatically, there's your other 1/4 inch. Love it. That's disturbing. I thought I had cut it very precisely. Oh well. And we're going to just keep going. And there you have it. There you have it. Let's see. That's about a good, I'm going to leave it there. I could maybe do another strip, but I'm going to leave it right there. Just kind of center it. But what does bother me is this side is quite uneven. So let me even up this side. Let me get my cutter and see. I hope it'll cut through that thickness. Let's see. I'm just going to take just a hair off. Although I need to do just a little bit more than a hair, or else the cutter isn't going to want to grab onto. Let's see. Well, now that's wonky. Hang on. Hang on. I'm going to make sure that edge is nice and as even as possible. And then I'm going to make it just a little bit. All right. Wish me luck. Okay. Oh, it ripped it. I was afraid of that. Okay, well then, in that case, I will smooth it out. Do you see? It ripped it. It was too thick. Son of a nutcracker. All right, well, that's okay. I'm going to just smooth it out just a little bit. Shave it down. Okay, well, not ideal, but I'm going to have to live with it, aren't I? That's what I get for being an overachiever with the guillotine. It was too much paper. Let me see if I can get it from this angle a little bit better. Just kind of camouflage it a little bit. Yeah, that'll do. Okay. So it's as simple as that. Now, how do we want to attach it? Since this is not your typical, a typical waterfall journal, of course, would be bigger, but you would have the binding, it would be bound like a regular journal. But this one, I want to make it more like a notepad. So what I'm going to do is staple it, actually. I'm going to staple the top. And then let me see. Is this going to be my little guy going to be able to handle that? I'm going to be bold again. Let's try. Beautiful. Almost too thick, but it did it. It made it. Made it all the way through. Oh, that one didn't. That one didn't. Hang on. I'm going to ruin my... Let's see. Hang on. Here's my little pokey tool. Okay. Let me do that again, but I got to do it fast. I guess it needs momentum. Better. Okay. And I'm going to bend the little tips down because they are barely, I guess a regular stapler would have been a better idea. But there you go. Do as I say, not as I do. So anyway, okay. So now, I think I'm going to put a piece of cardstock, and I think I'm just going to leave it white, because I don't want to necessarily glue this whole sheet of paper down, right? I want to have that be a sheet that I can use. So let me hang on. I thought I had cardstock. Hang on, I'm gonna go grab some. Okay, so I cut a piece of cardstock, and we're going to, let's see. It's kind of showing. I mean, I could trim it down, but I'm thinking I actually like, I'm going to ink, if I ink the edges, I kind of like that showing just a little bit. So let me trim this to about 8 1/8. 8 1/8. Oh, I can't do it on that one, can I? It's too short. Okay, oh my goodness, my desk space is shrinking. Shrinking. Oh, I have it upside down. Probably in the new year, guess what one of my resolutions is going to be? Reorganize my craft room and make it a little bit more efficient for me, because I keep tripping over myself and losing things, and I hate wasting time looking for stuff. I get really annoyed with myself. I'm like, I just spent half an hour looking for something I know I just saw. Ain't nobody got time for that. All right, so I'm going to ink the edge here. Okay, let me see how that looks. Does it look as good in real life as I thought it would? Yeah, I think it does. Maybe just go in a little bit more on the, a little bit wider. Yeah, I think that is good. I think it's good. Okay. So what I should have done, and what I will do now, I'm going to staple this together with this so that this is what I can glue down. And since I'm going to do that, I'm going to take the little guys out and use my regular stapler. All righty, and we're back. So I just went ahead and stapled that with a regular stapler. Now I'm just going to go ahead and glue this in. Let's see. Is this going to work for me? It is. Thank you, Art Glitter Glue. Okay. This is exciting. Okay, let me see. I wanted to semi-center it-ish. Center-ish it. Okay, beautiful. Now, we need to cover up these staples. So I was going to cover them up anyway, but I really need to cover them up now because I've got a bunch of holes there. So I'm just going to use washi tape, okay? You could use ribbon. Well, maybe I'll use ribbon. Or lace. Hang on. Hold the phone. The lace won't really hide it, will it? I kind of like the idea of washi tape, honestly. Unless this one's a little bit... Is it the same? almost. This one's a little bit narrower, a little bit thicker, a little more dense. That's pretty. Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that. It's actually, this is the same pattern. This is just a smaller version, which I didn't realize, but I like it. Cut off the scraggles here. And then do you hear my dogs? Oh my goodness. They are just being restless and barky tonight. Well, that's pretty much every night. All right. Yeah, that'll cover up the staples and it adds a really pretty soft touch. So let's do that. Oops. And then there's going to be one more step. And this is kind of where the magic happens. This is where I think where it makes the whole waterfall effect really, really pop out. If you haven't seen this already. If you haven't seen this sort of thing before, you may already know what I'm about to do. But if not, hang tight. Okay. I'll let that dry. I'm going to cut the little scragglies off, but I'm just going to let that dry for uno momento. Okay. So here's the fun part. Well, it's all been fun. What am I saying? It's all been fun. Back to washi tape. I'm going to put some washi tape on the edge, and I'm kind of going to alternate, kind of do a sweet little pattern. And I've got these really tiny ones that I don't know. I think I'm not sure I'm going to use those because it kind of looks really neat when it's the same width or a little bit wider than the the little space showing. So I'm going to start out with that, and we'll see. And this is perfect. Look at that washi tape. It's pine trees and pine cones and berries. That looks great. It's perfect with that. Maybe I'll just do all of it that way. I don't know. Let me open up my magic ring here so I have a little more. Okay, and then what I also may do is do a little bit of lace, like a small lace. Let's see. Do I have a smaller lace? I have this one. I'm not sure. That may be okay. I guess I've got this one. That will cover up too much, though. Okay. I'm going to play with it. I'm going to start. I'm just going to start sticking and see what happens. All right, look at that. I decided to just kind of, rather than doing a huge variety and a kind of a hodgepodge of patterns, I picked my favorite ones and just kind of repeated them in a pattern. And I think it turned out beautifully. This one wants to bend up a little bit. I did use just regular copy paper. I was debating about whether I wanted to use the thicker paper, which would have made it maybe a little bit nicer. I think I missed. Hang on, I missed missed these guys. I didn't cut quite close enough there. Hang on. Hang on. We don't want overhangers. Okay. And, you could just, to save the step of the cutting, you could just, fold over the ends. I don't know. I feel better if the underside is clean. But if that doesn't bother you, you can just flip it over too. That'd be fine. Oh, and I was going to trim off the clingies on here. Tidy that up a bit. Okay. So, boom. What do you think? I'm loving this one. I really love that. You can embellish it further with a bow. I don't want to make it too much thicker though. But anyway, there you go. And this, let's see. If you wanted to cover up that part of it, we could make a pocket there. Let me think here. Something red. Maybe I could just cover it with washi tape. I don't want to do too much to it because it's so pretty. So pretty. I think I will. I think I'll just cover that up with washi tape and call that good, honestly. So you get the idea, don't you? And you can tell, you could put pockets. Of course, I don't want to cover any of this up. I just love the illustrations. Love the illustrations on this card. So I'm just going to leave it. So let me put these guys away, and then let's review what we made. All right. Because I always like to review with you guys. I don't know if you like that too or not, but I like to do that. So here was the first one that I made out of just a regular blank note that has a sweet note from my bestie. I'm going to leave that just from sentimental value. And I embellished quite a bit on the front. Very simple stitch binding. And then moving on to Christmas, because that's the season we're in. This one with a lovely tree on the cover. Made some pockets with a little bit of extra note spaces, little tags, just because. Yes. And then this one, my favorite, I think, with the waterfall. Whoops, this one wants to keep bending. With the waterfall effect. Notebook. I love it. Why does that one want to keep bending up? I don't know. Okay, so there you have it. There you go. What a wonderful solution to recycling your cards, greeting cards, birthday cards, obviously Christmas cards. I have so many. I actually found in my closet some blank, really pretty blank Christmas cards that I have just kind of leftovers over the years. I have quite a few. So I think these would make great gifts. These would make great Christmas shopping lists, little notebooks you can stick in your purse, make notes on the go. I just love it. I love this upcycling idea. So I hope you found it helpful. Thank you so much for watching and sticking with me, even though this took me 2 days. And I know it didn't feel like that for you because yay for video editing. So you guys have a lovely rest of your day. Thank you again for watching. Please subscribe, hit that bell so that you can get notified when I put new videos out, and like it, comment, interact with me. I love it. And I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. And stay tuned because I'm probably going to be doing a snazzy little giveaway if I reach that number by the end of December. So Stay tuned, okay? A little teaser there. All right. Well, you guys have a lovely rest of your day. Bye-bye.